You want to like dyno some amplifiers?
Yeah, always.
All right. So what we've got up here, we've got the good old Steve Me Designs amp dyno. We have a CXA360.4, and we're going to run this amplifier in 4 ohm stereo, 2 ohm stereo, and then we're also going to bridge it. So let's go ahead and run some dyno numbers here. So what I've got is we've got the 360.4. It's powered up. So I'm going to go back here, and let's go ahead and reset the dyno, go clear back to the beginning. And I know Derek's probably cringing out there. He's like, you know, this should be a lot easier to operate than what you're showing. So we're going to go to 4 ohms. So you're going to have 4 ohm load. We're going to hit enter. And we're going to go ahead and says, yes, we want to start the dyno. So let's go back and reset. We didn't go all the way back. All right. So 4 ohm load. We'll go ahead and leave it there. All right. So we want to use track 4 or 9. So we're going to go up here to track 4. And we hit start dyno. Am I in the way? So we're going to see it run. We're going to see what this is going to do. A certified dyno run at 4 ohms. Stereo. Basically one channel driven only. So if you guys can see up here, we've got 75 watts. We do rate that amplifier at how much power, Jacob?
I think it's 65 at 4
65. So we're doing about 10 watts more than we did before. So now let's go ahead and run that at 2 ohms. Let's see how much power we get at 2 ohms. So let's go back, set it at 2 ohms, go back to track 4, hit start. There she goes. We got signal. How much power do you think, Jacob? At 2 ohms.
I'm going to say
stereo.
120.
120? 112. So not too bad. So that's the difference between the 4 ohm stereo and the 2 ohm stereo. What we want to do now is we want to bridge those 2 channels. We're going to take left and right and bridge them together. So Jacob, would you go ahead and connect the amplifier bridged on the back?
I gotcha.
And we're going to run this same exact test, but now we're going to run it mono. So we're going to run signal into the left and right, as you can see, for amp 1, and we're just going to measure the bridged amp 1 output, which is where we're going to use the left positive and right negative. So he's going to connect the wire up and make it all tight.
There we go.
So we're going to go back, and we got to do this at 4 ohms, right? We can't do 2 ohms bridged.
That's exactly right.
So, yep, we don't want to make smoke. I know you guys want to see smoke, and you never know, we might see it.
I mean, we could try it, but we don't want to do it before we finish what we're doing.
Yep, we'll do that later just to see if we can burn anything up. So, all right, we got 4 ohms on the selector. We're going to hit enter. We want to go to track 4, start the dyno. How much power do you think it's going to do, Jacob?
I'm going to say 180.
See what it does. We're at 100, 120, 100, 213 watts.
Wow.
So we did 75 per channel at 4 ohm stereo. At 4 ohms bridged, we're getting 213 watts of power. So that's the difference between bridging it and running it stereo, is you get a lot more power, and the amplifier is not working any harder. It's just combining the power outputs of the 2 channels. Rather than both channels, you know, tracking like this, we're going to take one and we're going to actually get an increased output from the top and bottoms of those waveforms. So that gives us more output.